Hello everybody, this is going to be a unboxing slash review-ish of Lattafa Kamrah. Now, I love Cologne videos and ASMR has helped me so much with sleeping and just relaxation that I've decided to combine the love, and as you can see, it is a very questionable setup that I have here. You can see my reflection in the iPad, and I'm wedged in awkwardly between my door and my cello, and I think I have the absolute loudest chair that is on the face of the earth. But this is what we're going to be reviewing today, and it is Lattafa Kamrah. As I just hit the microphone, we're off to a great start. This is a clone slash replica of Angels Share by Kilian, and I have not opened it. I have not put a nose to it. I have done nothing with this so far, so I wanted to do it on camera. So it's a handsome looking box. The presentation, from what I understand and from what I'm seeing, is definitely one of the key selling points to this cologne. This is the 100 milliliter 3.4 ounce right there. So let's go ahead and see how we can open this box without blowing up anyone's eardrums. Never are that easy, right? Just tear the cellophane. Wow, I feel like I just successfully broke into some sort of locked vault at a bank. That was incredible. If the bank vaults were covered in this cellophane in any bank robbery movie, if the banks used this cellophane and this packager, their money would have been secure. So, for future reference, banks reach out to Lattafa. So this is what we are left with. Now you don't see the crazy, awkward, weird looking glare on the packaging. So, Lattafa Kamrah. Let's get into it. We're going to slowly unveil. I say slowly, this is not purposeful. The box literally won't come off. There we go. So, on the inside, it's just blank. There's nothing interesting in here. This is probably the nearest to Angel Share that this cologne manages to achieve. From what I understand, it is not a total replica, and I think that that needs to be discussed a little bit here. This, I guess, should be considered a replica, not a clone. A clone, by its very definition, is something that is a carbon copy of the original, and this is not that. This, from what I understand, is not that. is a replica. It attempts to achieve something similar to what Kilian was able to achieve, but does it in a slightly different way. So I think a lot of people harp on the clones for not being as similar, but I think that they also ignore if the fragrance itself has a pleasant aroma aside from that. So I have hairs on me. That's nice. Okay, so this is the packaging. That's kind of cool. Now you can see me again recording on my iPad. That's kind of cool. So it is a gold something, I don't know, plastic mirror, and has a really cool velvety strip. People, including me, definitely me, I don't really care what the packaging looks like. I care about the scent, the fragrance, but I am a sucker for good packaging. I'm not going to buy something just because I like the way that it looks. But Lattafa did a good job with this. And then there's the underside there. So I'll put that, no, I'll put that over here. So there you go. Awesome. Not everybody wants to pay the insane amount of money that Angels Share fetches. Angels Share goes for 200. Well, that's interesting. $245 on their website. Obviously, you can get it cheaper elsewhere. They always sell crazy high. On the website, you can go to discounters and get a deal, but when I say deal, you're still talking about well over $100. So it was only a matter of time before alternatives came out. This is considered a unisex fragrance, and I would say that that's the way it's utilized as well. I think you have equal amounts of reviews from men and women. On Fragrantica, it currently has a 4.38 out of 5 with over 7,000 votes. Now, let's talk about the star of the show, which is Lattafa here. Lattafa defines itself as an aromatic, spicy fragrance, and it was launched in 2022. It has a 4.41 out of 5 with almost 3,500 votes. Now, getting back to talking about this versus Angels Share, the note profile and the DNA are not the same. And I think a good way to demonstrate that is by looking at the notes. So with Angels Share, the top note is going to be cognac, and the middle notes are cinnamon, tonka bean, and oak. The base notes are praline, vanilla, and sandalwood. Now, let's get back to Lattafa. The top notes of Lattafa are cinnamon, nutmeg, and bergamot. The middle notes are dates, praline, tuberose, mahonial, whatever that is. The base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, amber wood, myrrh, and aki gala wood. So you look at the difference between the two, and the top note's totally different. In Lattafa, there's no cognac. Instead of being heavily focused on the cinnamon at the middle, like Angels Share, Lattafa focuses on cinnamon and nutmeg right up front. Instead of focusing on praline and the base notes, Lattafa comes in heavy with the praline and the dates in the middle notes. And the base notes vanilla is pretty much the only thing it has in common. Lattafa utilizes amber wood and akigala wood instead of sandalwood. So, I mean, that's kind of boring and not necessarily the most interesting. However, I think it does a little bit to symbolize that the designers of Lattafa were not attempting to get a one-to-one clone replica. And the question is, does it smell good? Let's see. Wow. That's a good lid right there. Trying not to do it to where it's super, super loud. Hopefully that wasn't. It's stuck on there pretty good. It's stuck on there pretty good. Let's try it out without further ado, right? If this was a regular fragrance video and not ASMR, I would be absolutely stunned if anybody was still here after all this opening. Let's go ahead, put it on some paper, see how it dries. It's got this beautiful cognac looking liquid. It's really, really nice. Let's see. Oh, there we go. We'll give it two. Oh, that one was beautiful. There actually was something that came out. That was kind of gross. I don't know. That whole process looked really gross. Okay, so, wow. People have commented about the fact that this might have a bit more of a synthetic smell to it. I don't get that at all. By the way, I forgot to say $245 for Angel Share. I picked up Lattafa for $32, and it wasn't even on sale. You could probably find it cheaper than that. But right away, oh wow, right away, the first thing that gets me, good news and bad news, the first thing that gets me is it's so delightful. You get that nutmeg and the spiciness from the cinnamon right away. You don't get a overly alcoholic note, which I think is really pleasant. The bergamot is there in the background, but it's not front and center. To me, it's really spicy, and you get a certain sweetness as it starts to dry. I'm definitely picking up a little bit more of the sort of the floral and sugariness of the dates and the praline. It definitely is evolving a little bit. Of course, I probably won't have time to totally let it dry for the base notes in this video, or I'm sure that like all other colognes, it will evolve on skin as well. So I would have to see. But the only bad news that I said, I said good news and bad news. The only bad thing about this scent is that the first time that it hit me, and this is the first time that it hit me, by the way, I could see this is definitely not a one-to-one replica of Angel Share. I didn't expect it to be, but just be aware. I think this should be viewed as its own thing, quite frankly. Inspired by, perhaps, is a better way to say that. But anyway, the bad thing for me is the fact that it definitely doesn't lean on the masculine side. This is definitely one of those unisex scents, and I try to try to go more to, oh wow. Oh wow, yeah, the floral is really coming through. I try to get really manly scents. That's just what's appealing to me, honestly. And this is definitely not something that I would say, wow, that's super, super manly. Not that that's a bad thing. So I'm getting a little bit of that woodiness and the tonka bean. I think also what separates this from a couple of the other colognes out there that are the unisex is that it doesn't rely real heavily on the vanilla. Like the Amber Oud tobacco is so heavy on the vanilla that it almost turns into like a Bath and Body vanilla spray potpourri extravaganza. This really keeps its woodiness and sugariness, a very powdery cologne as well. I very much enjoy it. I don't know if this will be worked into the rotation. So I don't think you're supposed to shake colognes that much, but it can lead down to, I mean, there's so much BS out there about fragrances. Oh, fragrances only last 2 or 3 years. No, of course they don't. The designers want you to go out and refill your colognes and buy new ones every 2 or 3 years so they can make more money. But fragrances don't expire automatically if you keep them right and you store them right. So anyway, I don't really know. There's so much BS out there about colognes. It's all about making money, right? But anyways, I would give this cologne a, man, I would definitely give it a 4.5 or a 4.8 out of 5. It's really, really good. It's really good. I would suggest this definitely for a fall fragrance. Perhaps early fall. That's a good rule too. Typically, if the color is blue, you probably have more of a spring or a summertime. If you have more of an amber color, that's probably something that could be used in the colder months. I don't know if I would really say 100% that this cologne should be used in the winter months, but for fall, 100%. So, this is Lattafa Kamrah. Very, very happy with it, and for the price, it's a no-brainer, especially as a blind buy. It's a no-brainer. Go out and get you one. Obviously, nobody is paying me for this because I have no subscribers and no viewers. Nobody will want to pay me for this, but it's really good. By the way, if you like these reviews, I'm going to be doing some more, so make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. I'm going to be reviewing and unboxing a whole lot of colognes as I add to my collection. So thank you, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful day or a wonderful night's rest if you are still awake